So there's a snowstorm coming, and in true Tanya and Troy fashion, we've decided to take on yet another house project that we're going to bring you along for. So we have this ugly 1980s valance as you come into our living room that I absolutely hate, that we're finally going to get rid of. So I thought that by removing the valance, it was going to cause a lot more damage to the walls than it actually ended up doing. So I was pleasantly surprised by that. So here we had to grind off the heads of the screws that were left behind from the spindles, just so we could get it down to the surface so that we could fill it with mud and then sand it and then get it ready for painting so you'd never know it was there. Be sure to score your baseboards before removing from the wall, or else you could end up pulling a lot of the paint off, which we ended up pulling paint and paper off anyway because we had no more nails on there, which I will never use again for baseboards. Okay, so if your house is like ours, it is the house that Jack built and nothing is straight. So you need to make sure that your very first board that you lay of your shiplap is nice and straight, or else your whole wall is going to be off. We also ran into a problem a little bit later on because our studs were not even in our wall, so our wall was like a banana effect, and we had to fill all of the negative spaces with shims, which took forever. And here you will be able to see the issue that I was talking about with the gaps in the wall. Like, that's a huge gap. We had spots where it was just out so far, like the shims we had to use was unreal. First we just started using cardboard little pieces, and then we realized, okay, this is a bigger problem, and we had to make a trip to the hardware store and get some actual shims so that we could continue on. Like I said, this process was way longer than we expected because of this awkward misshapen wall. It is officially day 2 of doing this wall, and we thought that we would have the shiplap all installed already, but our wall is like a banana, and we spent most of the afternoon creating shims to fill in all the negative spaces to make the wall straight so it didn't do this. So that was challenging. One thing that I would like to mention to anybody who is doing any remodels in their home, if you're putting up baseboard trim, I know it sounds like a great idea to use no more nails so you don't have nail holes throughout your trim, but if you ever have to take it off, you're going to ruin all of your drywall, which we discovered. Do yourself a favor and get yourself one of these bad boys, because it will save you a lot of grief in the long run. So now we're going to get back to it. If you'll notice, we did not remove the crown when we did this little makeover, because that crown is custom crown and it's all pine, and it's in a few different pieces to make that profile, and we could not get any more of that, so we didn't want to risk ruining it. So our shiplap actually goes up to the crown. In a perfect world, we would have taken that off and then reapplied the crown after we finished the shiplap wall, but we weren't able to do that, and it still looks fun. Okay, so like I said before, this wall has been a nightmare. It's taking an extremely long time to get this finished. The piece that you see there that looks all funky, we had to sand because some of the shiplap that we got was covered in like plastery weird stuff, so we had to sand that off, so it looks a little odd. All in all, it's not looking too bad. We have to fill all the nail holes and sand some of the rougher edges, like the factory edges. Like you can see how that was kind of like lifted there, so we're gonna sand that. There's like some of the examples of the nails that are popped out, so we're gonna have to countersink those before we fill them. But all in all, I am pretty pleased with how it turned out. The wider stuff was way easier to work with than this skinny stuff. And I feel like if we would have had the wider stuff, we might not have had so many issues with the shims and the boards moving and contouring to the wall the way they did. But all in all, I'm pretty pleased with it. So it's coming along. Magic of editing, we're done. Here we're getting the walls all prepped and filled and ready for paint. We're just covering all of our furniture so that we can start sanding. I wanted to lighten the color of the walls in here because it's a little dark and our living room has like zero lighting. So I thought some lighter walls might help that out. So here we go. Okay, so here we are sanding down all of the drywall compound that we added to all the holes and dents and scratches, and our walls were quite the mess and hadn't been fixed properly since we bought the house in 2005. So this time we took the extra time to make sure that we did it right. This stuff made a mess everywhere. As you can see, we have the entryway draped off there to try to keep the dust out on the rest of the house, which did help some, but it still was a nightmare with dust everywhere. Next, we primed all of the spots that we added the drywall compound to, just so that it had something to adhere to and it wouldn't show through the paint when we painted it. The first time we did this, we did not prime it in our hallway, and yeah, you could see all the spots coming through the paint. So we primed and gave a little sand of that, which I did not record. And then we got to painting, which went relatively quick. And the paint that we bought is Behr. It's a new brand, something scuff resistant, or it's extra durable anyway, and it went on the wall really nice. I was really happy with it, but it did require 2 coats. I've never had a paint that only required 1, and I honestly don't think I would only ever just paint 1 coat anyway. So we'll start off with the valance is gone. I'm so happy that's gone. It really opened up the space a lot. So I'm really liking that. This is the Shiplap wall. I love my old beam. I think it looks awesome there. Troy is going to build a bench for down here. But we have like a million other projects on the go right now, so that's gonna take just a little bit longer. My yellow door. I still love my yellow door. I got this round mirror that I'm not sure if I love, but it's okay for now. This needs to be painted still. I didn't get to that yet. So that will be a project when the weather gets a little nicer and I can take it outside and paint it. I'm kind of over painting furniture in the house. It makes a mess. We changed only the color of the curtains in here, and the wall paint color I was not so sure of when I first put it on because it kind of was pulling purple even though it's gray, but I've warmed up to it and the lighting is really terrible in here, so I apologize for that. This wall here, we have this really ugly, some people call them mini splits, we call them heat pumps here. So I tried to put stuff around it to make it, I don't know, fit in. Whatever. There still needs to be, this is just stuff that I found around the house that I've thrown in. The picture frames and the shelves are new, however, because I'm a terrible mom and I never had pictures of my kids up. I have like this thing against photos and I would prefer them all to be black and white. I don't know, I guess I'm weird, but I finally put my kids' pictures up, but my youngest son is a lot like me and does not like his picture taken and doesn't like any attention drawn to him, so I'll do a close-up of his picture that we have up there right now. Yeah, so there's my youngest. Hubby built the blanket ladder, and originally I was going to put it over here, but it looked weird and it kind of impeded with the flow into the living room. So now I just kind of stuck it over there in the corner, and I didn't get any pretty throws or anything for it, but that's my favorite fleecy blanket that's cozy to cuddle up and watch TV with. There's the finished stand that you saw in our other video. This we finished yesterday, and if you know any of my family, we speak in fluent movie quotes all the time. We're a little odd, but I wanted something that was totally us, and I kept looking for signs and things with cute like family sayings or home sayings, and none of them were speaking to me, so I figured why not just be 100% us. So that's what we went with. These two shelves are the same shelves that I had before. They're hung in the exact same spot. Nothing's changed there. I just threw one of our signs on there, and all of these plants that I have everywhere, yeah, they're all fake because I can't keep a real plant alive to save my life. I can keep children alive though, and that's what matters. Same with this decor stuff here. It's just random mishmash of stuff that I've thrown around. Chair's still there, so not a lot has changed in regards to our furniture because our couch is massive, but I love it. It's the most comfy sofa ever, and it's great for just curling up. It's a lounging couch. It's not a couch that you can just sit on. You have to lounge on this couch, which we love to do. So yeah, there it is. Done for now. And in between doing this, we started a bathroom project, which you'll see. So we have stuff on the go everywhere. We can't commit to anything. We just like to keep busy. So in between making signs for our business and doing house renovations, every once in a while we get to curl up on the sofa and watch some movies. We hope this video inspires you to do something in your home, whether it be a new paint color, some new decor, or just changing up your furniture. And if you like this video, remember to give it a like. And if you want to stay up to date on what we're up to, remember to subscribe. Thanks. So thanks for joining us on this adventure of our kitchen, not our kitchen.